call the Clarksville Community School Board regular session to order. If you will stand and join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. A motion to amend or adopt the agenda.
I move that we adopt the agenda.
I will second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, it is unanimous. Education update and superintendent's report, Dr. Bennett.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Welcome. Give the board information on pre-bargaining public hearing update. Earlier this evening, we held the pre-bargaining public hearing as required for the collective bargaining law. As a reminder, the required public meeting will be held on November 3rd. This is the one in which board members are required to attend and will take place at the onset of our planning session. This meeting will include the discussion of the tentative agreement. Formal bargaining begins September 15th. We will be meeting with our CEA for bargaining session number 1 on September 23rd. Enrollment update, our count day is October 2nd this year. We have preliminarily begun tracking physical counts. Actually, Friday will be our first informal physical count. We will have a more current update for the board in September. I would like to just notice, board, I think that we are probably down a few students this year, some students in each building, but we don't know. It fluctuates quite a bit, so I'll keep the board apprised on that. And then staffing update, we'll continue to work filling the open vacancies that we have. For CHS, we have an ENL teacher, SPED teacher, and 1 paraprofessional still to fill. For Clarksville Elementary, we have a SPED para and a pre-K para still open. I know they've been interviewing for those positions. We have a planned flexibility waiver day next Wednesday, August 19th. We are running the PD conference style with breakouts that are facilitated by our own staff members, and we actually have someone from NIET going to be on site, and SIBME, SIBME, which is a new app. It's an AI tool to help teachers. To help teachers create lesson plans, differentiate instruction, assist with assessment, supporting writing, just to name a few. It's really what we think is going to be a very useful app for our teachers. We will have another session on ML and on how to understand the data and what the data is telling us. And a third session is titled Beyond Behavior, and it's designed for teachers to have strategies for de-escalating difficult situations, supporting student regulation, and responding with empathy to build positive relationships. Dr. Blington, who's going to be here for the behavior training that you're getting?
I call her Dr. Chandra, but she's from Caitlin's Place in New Albany.
Thank you. I couldn't remember the name. Okay, we will also that day be rolling out our year-long plan for our kindness campaign, district-wide. We will start the day at Clarksville High School with breakfast, and then we'll be meeting in the auditorium for testing security training, and then our lovely principals will be rolling out the kindness plan for the rest of the year. I would like to give a shout out and say very, very much we say thank you to our principals for, in essence, creating and developing and initiating this professional development day and the kindness. So I think it's going to be a great year of learning, and this campaign we're really excited about as well. So thank you, principals, all 3 of you guys. Students of the Month will begin again in September, where we will be recognizing our August Students of the Month. Touch a Truck was this past Friday. Clarksville Community Schools was very well represented. We saw lots of families, and I would thank Clarksville Parks Department for inviting us to the event, Mr. Gardner for providing the bus, Mr. Coffey, Mr. Shaw for helping set up and coordinating, and Ms. Hawkins and her staff for volunteering. I think she had a lot of staff members out there, so very well represented. So appreciate you guys for that. That is all I have this evening. I will turn it over to Dr. Allred.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Just a couple of updates. As promised in our last meeting, I told you I'd keep giving you updates for our enrollment with the virtual school. They had a chance to do some cleanup on their enrollment status, and so we currently have a total of 5,623. 260 are for the alternative school of that 5623. And we currently have 37 physically present preschool students in our preschool, and there are 1 or 2 still in the pipeline that I'm expecting That's all I have except under other, Dr. Bennett. I do want to come back and highlight that along with all those wonderful presentations, again, I want to highlight the riveting testing, security, and integrity training that will start everyone off with the day on the 19th. So everybody is waiting for that, and I'm excited about getting that presentation going too. So that's all I have for this evening.
Okay, so tonight we have our facilities update. First, Mr. Coffey. You have the mic, and she's gonna.
Well, thank you and good evening, everyone, and welcome to round 2 of the facilities update. It was a very busy year. When I put this together, I went from July of 25 to July of 26, because the last time I briefed you, I covered anything prior to that. So we start with the first slide. It's just a summary of the projects, bomb projects, large projects that we took part in. So you can see, I won't read all those off to you, but it's quite a few, and I've covered the majority of them with photos. If I had before photos available, I put them in there. If I didn't, then I've got the current photos of what we did. But it was a lot. Okay, so going back, this is the elementary back playground. You see in the top left, there was the before. We'd taken all the wood chips out, got it down to what we found was concrete under that. We were able to get the new playground in with turf. What an amazing project that was, and it really looks amazing. The kids absolutely love it. Next, here's the boilers that I so dearly love. This is the shot of the middle school boilers. I'm telling you, last winter was amazing. I didn't get called in once for a boiler issue. So thank you all for supporting the replacement of those boilers. All right, this is the high school. What was the food lab and I guess home ec before that. So the top is what it was like before the renovation. If you look at the bottom photos, you can see the after. A considerable change. It looks absolutely amazing in there. This was the adjacent room. So C100 and the food lab joined each other into one big long room. That was the former classroom on top. As you can see below, I took a couple of action photos during renovations. And the next slide will show you what it turned into. So there's the new weight room in all its glory. Next, please. Okay. If y'all remember D-lobby bathrooms and that cream and blue, and yeah, it definitely needed a facelift, and we were excited. It turned out into this. What a gorgeous bathroom. I only hope the kids can, not decide that they want to damage these bathrooms. So far they haven't. So this is a shot of the football field. I put the prison toilet in there as a reference from before. If you didn't quite remember that cinder block prison environment that you were in out the football field, that's what it looked like. And so now, well, that's the next step there. That's the middle school. So Jennifer's rushing me. But no, this is the concession stand over at the middle school. I did not have a before. Oh, you didn't have to go back, but yes, you can see on the bottom, those are the public restrooms now on the bottom, both the men's and the women's, and the upper is the visitors and home locker rooms with the new lockers. Okay, now we can go. This is the middle school. You can see that concessions now has 2 windows. It's got video menu boards outside. Complete revamp inside, expanded the space into the storeroom that was next to it. This is a proper concession stand now. The tennis courts. The tennis courts got refurbished. Put a new coating on those. They look amazing. This is the middle school. We got new backboards. So you can see the boards we got in both the gyms there. They look great. I love them. So this was my biggest headache. I mean, it's over now. Thank you. The top left corner, almost over. I just got some of the trim stuff I got to finish up. But if you can see that top left corner, look how yellowed and stained, and it had been waxed and stripped for 15 years or more. I couldn't even guess. But what they did is the bottom left corner, they brought in a diamond tip grinder, they ground it all the way back down to the stone. And you can see in the bottom right, I took that photo yesterday, looking down the main gym hallway. It's night and day difference. It's white, it's bright, it's gorgeous. The trim is amazing. So it's really coming together. If you haven't been over to the middle school in a while, I recommend you go. It's really looking good. This is the pole barn out at the football field. Again, on this one, I did not have a before because it wasn't photo worthy. It was just an old fallen down building. It had a gopher living under it. I mean, it was bad. Gopher got evicted, and we put the new building up. It's amazing. We absolutely love it. And this is the banners that we just got up a few weeks ago. Went around all of the campuses, replaced the ones that had blown down over the years. So now we're back at 100% banners campus-wide. And there's the beast. We just got this in last week, and I know the elementary cafeteria staff absolutely love the fact that we got it in 5 days from start to finish. The old unit had failed compressors on it, and it was due to be replaced. So I thank the board for approving that replacement. It was well needed. And this was one quick turnaround. If you remember this little step right here, I got a phone call at home. Tina's like, "Yeah, you got to fix that sidewalk." So I called the guy that night, got a quote, got it turned around, and by that Friday, so within 4 days, we had that completely ripped out and replaced. And so these are the ones I take a lot of pride in here. These are our in-house projects. These are the ones that the maintenance folks and the custodians do, low cost, high impact. You can see there's some of our summer work. We did a lot of pressure washing on the high school this year. We focused on the elementary last year. So Nikki will be over at the middle school. Next year we'll get you straightened out. It's going to look great. Next, please. This was the old weight room in high school, if you remember that god-awful yellow. It would give you a headache, you stayed in there too long. But now, on the bottom, it's our repose gray, and the floor's completely redone. It's a whole new space. This was a project I asked Tina if I could do. I wanted to spruce up the custodial closets and bring a little pride of ownership to them. They've been working hard, and to come into an office that's just dreary and dingy and old, and this really doesn't make you want to work. So these were things that it was just paint and time that we needed. Surprisingly, this top left was the before of the high school custodian locker in the cafeteria. You'll see they had painted over that gorgeous terrazzo, and I just happened to see it being worn off, and I'm like, I wonder what's under that. And so we stripped it off, and sure enough, the terrazzo was hidden. So for less than $500, we've got a brand new floor. I was amazed at how nice that turned out. We painted the entire space, found some furniture laying around, so they're just thrilled. They've got a new office to work out of. And this is other areas throughout the high school that, the one on the far left, that was the B hall closet for the custodians. I did ask to have epoxy flooring put into that. Again, very low cost, huge impact. Painted the whole space out, and that's now the primary closet for the high school custodians. This is an area in D lobby across from the D lobby bathrooms right next to the gymnasium. It didn't see a lot of use because it wasn't very useful, but we stripped it down, cleaned it, put shelving in it. They now use that exclusively for the gym in the D lobby area. So it was nice return on investment there. This one's just across from the boiler room. I don't know that many folks have ever seen that. It hadn't got any use, but now I've assigned a custodian to it, and it's completely refurbished. So here we go. High school pressure washing. Everyone loves good pressure washing pictures, before and after. Look at that. Look at that bench. Look how black that was. That was out at the baseball field at the high school. And you can see the one right next to it. It actually turned white once it dried. And you can kind of see our work in progress there where we had been. It just shows the dramatic impact that amount of effort can short period of time. This one's of the elementary door 2 area, the top left. We did the foundation, took it all the way across, did the entire door 2 steps, repainted all the posts and the under part of the awning there. Also in the bottom right, painted the handrails. And you can kind of see the before and after on the top right. That's the cafeteria kitchen. But we did all exterior handrails throughout the campus. That was one of our projects. There's old Moser Park. He was kind of hidden and sad before. You can see on the left there, painted over, kind of forgotten about. But with a little sandpaper and 15 minutes of my time, it's now visible. It looks like it belongs there. And I did pressure wash it after this photo was taken, so that moss is no longer there as well. So this is the bus barn, bus drivers lounge area. As you can see before, the cream tile, the cream cabinets. We wanted to do something nice for the bus drivers as well, since we were renovating a lot of the other spaces. And so this is what it looks like. Yesterday I went out,
So far, it's gotta be
wrapped the cabinets with some wrap, got them a new fridge, microwave, brought some chairs, some extra chairs we had. We redid the LVT on the floors, repainted the entire space, and it looks new. They absolutely love it. This is the front of the high school. You can see the benches. Those 2 concrete benches were taken out to the football field area and painted to give us some extra seating out by the concession stand area out there. And you can see the new benches on the right. Okay.
Dear God.
Upcoming and ongoing. This is technology, and Bobby's done an amazing job. Don't get down on Bobby. He's done a great job. There was about 20 years of accumulation in there, and he's done an amazing job getting through a lot of that. And so it's going to get rehabbed as well. We're going to get new paint. It's going to look like a whole new space. But it's a work in progress, as well as the gym. You may have heard of the gym lights. We're going to add some additional lighting in the Chuck Franz gym. Because the bleachers that are coming in the fall are going to be a darker color, so we didn't want the light to disappear because of that. So we're adding some additional lighting. And these are the folks that make it all happen. This is my staff at our barbecue we held for the end of summer. Like a little get together so they can break bread together, and I got them all T-shirts, which they absolutely love. I'm not wearing it today, but that was a design I made on ChatGPT. Painted it in my office. Tina loved it and said, you need to make shirts with that. So I did.
Yep.
And that is my presentation for tonight. Hopefully
Very
I went
good.
quick enough for you,
Yeah.
Dr. Allred.
Yeah.
Good? Okay.
Questions, comments
Questions?
for Chris?
Yeah, I'm amazed. I had no ownership really in this, except I'm so proud. I'm so proud because I think we're finally looking like we ought to, We're there. And the efforts that you and your crew have made this summer are incredible.
Yeah, our campus has never looked better, so thank you. And you point out things that other people don't see, just like I did with the broken sidewalk, and I'm sorry. But I didn't want to trip.
Amazed you made the timeline at right there before school. That's great. I'm sure you cut it right down to the wire.
Oh, yes, sir. And we're still going, actually. Truth be told, we're still going, but it's always a work in progress. Every day something.
Well, Chris has got a system, he's got his people taking pride in what they're doing, he's wanting to work it, so hats off to you, Chris.
Thank you all.
It's about leadership.
What you just said,
Yeah.
pride,
Yeah.
general pride, we're
Yep.
showing that now.
Yeah.
We don't look like a second-rate citizen.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Brian Shaw, you're up next.
Hello, good evening. So we wanted to give you all kind of a quick marketing update about some of the things that we've been doing over the past few months over the summer and what that looks like. And before I start going through all these things, something that I want to point out that I'm really proud of is we're not relying on like one individual channel or one individual medium in order to reach our community and our families and things like that. You're going to see as we go through this, it's a lot of different things, whether it is, getting earned media coverage or showing up on social media, going out to those community events or paying advertising. We're kind of scattering ourselves out there to really tell that story. So I'll try to present some evidence of that as we go along. So the first thing that I want to point out isn't what is a traditional marketing story, but it was a really good story for us as we're getting our name out there in the community, and that is that joint reunification exercise. Scott sort of took the lead on that and gathered up a bunch of emergency response people, the safety, I believe it's the Safety Commission for the county, and they practiced what it looks like if we're in a reunification emergency, and that got us some good news coverage for that because you know, it's not a traditional, hey, come to our schools kind of thing, but it shows a little bit about who we are as Clarksville, you know, that we're prepared, that we're transparent about what we're doing, we're collaborative because we're working with all these other people. So just getting that news coverage. So I have the News and Tribune story there, but Wave 3 and WDRB also came out and did coverage of that as well. So that was really good for us. And I want to give a shout out to Scott because he was running that thing, but at the same time, I was like, can you do one more interview? Okay, maybe just one more interview, and he did them all, and he did great. So fantastic with that. The next slide is the thing that everyone was talking about over the summer, the cell phone ban, the new law with cell phones, and one thing that we were able to do, it was obviously going to be a story no matter what. We were able to get ahead of that beforehand and talk about what we were doing and how confident we were in what we were doing. So it made the community know that we were prepared for this and it wasn't going to be an issue for us. It showed that we had a plan and we weren't scared of it. And thank you to all the administrators here that I called up last minute saying, hey, another reporter's coming to talk about cell phones. Can we make a little bit of time? Because it really did make a difference, I think, and just showing our parents that we were serious about it, showing our students in our community, and just letting people know, hey, we've got a plan, we're going to be fine. So I think that was really positive news coverage for us. And then the big thing, and we can go to the next slide, the big thing within the past couple of months was just our welcome back to school coverage. We got some really great coverage. So with that, News and Tribune came and they covered our kickoff. With the kickoff, that was also combined with our Classified Employee of the Year, so that was just really good coverage from them. I was glad to get them out there to talk about what we were doing with kindness, the Classified Employee of the Year, all of that. Throughout this back-to-school coverage, we were able to get News and Tribune, WLKY, WHAS, and WAVE all out here for some sort of back-to-school coverage. And I'll talk a little bit about what some of those were before. But one thing that, as I go through these, you'll see that was really awesome is while we had all of them on campus, many of them at the exact same time when we were juggling that, they were all telling different stories, which was really cool. It wasn't just generic back-to-school stuff. So News and Tribune came out for kickoff, but then on the first day of school, they came out and Dr. Pate did an interview, and it was a little bit of everything. It was talking about college preparedness and the workplace ready certificates and things like that. It was talking about cell phones, just general things about starting back to school. And he knocked that one out of the park, so that was a great coverage piece for us as far as News and Tribune is concerned. And then if we'll go to the next one. On the first day of school, we had WLKY back. They actually reached out to us to be on campus because they really like being on our campus talking to our people, which was really exciting to hear. The reporter that they send out has way too much energy for 4 in the morning, but it's still a lot of fun. And I do have to give a huge shout out to Lisa and her team that she managed to get in at 4 in the morning, and then Adrian and her team, she was able to get in at 4 in the morning to do these. And with Lisa, you know, I gave her, probably about a week to dread it. With Adrian, I called her the day before and said, hey, I hope you didn't plan on sleeping in. Yes, I did. And she may or may not have told me I'm going to stop answering your calls before school starts, but she still showed up. And so WLKY started the morning at Rella with us, and it was fantastic coverage for us. So these are some of the ones that they posted, but there was a lot of coverage for that. So it started out with Lisa and Stephanie talking about some of the cool things that are going on over at Rella, things that people can be excited about and how things are going. So that was a lot of fun. And then they talked to Brianna Summers, our Teacher of the Year, just about general excited to have the kids back, what are some things we can do for routines and things like that. And then Erica Hubbard came in and talked about On My Way Pre-K and how they can get signed up and some of the cool things that they can do with that in order to get free preschool and what kind of cool things we offer as a preschool program. And then afterwards, they went into the coffee shop and we talked about Clarksville Coffee and how that works, how it's all student ran, how they do inventory, they do marketing, they do the barista thing, they do it all. So that was great coverage for us, and he liked it so much that once we get things rolling with the school year, they want to come back and do live shots just for the coffee shop with the students. So we'll be having them back soon. I don't think I had broke that news to Adrian yet, but we will have more morning live shots. But it's great news coverage for us. And that was also in the evening news as well. They ran a story about Clarksville Coffee because they were really impressed with what we're doing there. So that was great coverage for us. And then after they were done with all of that, oh yeah, and Sean Russell was in one of the live shots too. I think he was in one of the ones with Erica, our classified employee of the year. So we managed to get all of that. And then when they were done with that, we rolled them over to the middle school and said, here's Dr. Bullington. She's a ball of energy. Have fun. And that's exactly what they did. They talked about kindness. They talked to, like the kindness campaigns. They talked about all the cool renovations that we've had within the middle school and just various things like that. And I think they were just really fun live shots. And once again, these were all live, so no recording. It's if you mess up, you keep going kind of thing. But fortunately, we didn't have any mess ups, knock on wood. And everything looked great for those. So that was WLKY's day. We can go ahead and go to the next one. While WLKY was here, Rella in the morning, WHAS showed up at the high school to do morning live shots at 4 in the morning. And that's where Dr. Goldman met them there and sort of led all of those on her own. We had talked the morning before about some things that they may discuss. Our new athletic director, Michael Fitzgerald, came in at 4 in the morning. He said he had a lot of caffeine, but I'm sure it went really great. Unfortunately, they didn't post the interviews with Adrian or Michael online, so they didn't get to become internet famous, but at least they were live. And I know that Adrian was talking about just some of the fun things that the high school has going on, and Michael Fitzgerald's interview was in the weight room. And with that, we were just talking about some of the cool athletic opportunities that Clarksville has here. So we were able to showcase our new weight room and then talk about lots of new other athletic upgrades that we've had recently. So that was really nice. And then Madam Claire came in and talked about our language opportunities over at Rella. So the language immersion. So we were able to get that in there. Even though the live shot was over at the high school. And then she also talked about our overseas opportunities for these students that are traveling abroad and what that looks like. So the fact that we're able to offer those. So really great coverage. Like I said, it was really neat that we had so many stations, but we covered so many different things with them. And then when WHAS was done, we also took them over to the middle school, and they got to do mostly a lot of the same things that we talked about with WLKY, but it was a lot of fun. One thing that we did get to do with WHAS that we didn't with LKY just because of live shot hit times, Ms. Haas had came in, so we were able to go in there and do a live shot from the band room showing off all the new instruments that we were able to invest in for our band students and talk about how it's important that every student gets to have an instrument here, and we don't charge them for it. So if you want to be in band, you get to be in band here, and that was something that was really cool to put out there to everybody in the community to see. So they did all of that, and then as soon as WHAS had departed our campus, Wave 3 shows up to do some interviews. No, they weren't live, but thankfully Dr. Bullington is also a rock star, and I said, hey, I know it's been a long morning. Can you stick around for one more? And she said, sure. And we did one more interview with Wave 3. They got some B-roll there, and it was a lot about the kindness initiative for there. And once again, these went over so well on social media. I was watching some of the comments and stuff that some of the news outlets had posted with these, and I'm really excited for the kindness initiative that you are doing because the community is already really excited about it. Just no pressure, but just from some of the things that they've been saying on there. So that was Wave. And then we can go ahead and go to the next slide. And to top all that off, social media for back to school has been fantastic. It's been really well received by the community. So these pictures over here on the left, thank you to Adrian for getting me those because I was so crazy running around the morning up. I forgot to take pictures of people being live on TV. So I was coordinating that, and thankfully Adrian sent me some. So we did a post of, hey, this is what we were doing on the first day of school. Send us your first day pictures. And that one got a lot of traction on social media. And then, of course, our kickoff and our Classified Employee of the Year got a lot of traction too. And especially with kickoff this year, some people commented about it on there where people were representing the really old General's gear because it was wear your favorite piece of memories, if you will, from our past. So that was really good to see. And social media has been a pretty solid performance for us for a while now. And what I really like about social media is it's our chance to connect to the community. So I've really been pushing with our people that are administrators on our social media accounts. This is not for announcements. And it's not just promotion stuff. It's relationship building. So the things that we post need to help our community feel connected to our school. So it shouldn't be, hey, practice has been canceled today or something like that. We have Parent Square for that. Social media should be things that make our community feel like they're part of the school system. And when they see things, they want to like it, they want to share it, they want to brag about the things that they see. So that's what we've really been pushing for with social media. And I think we're finally starting to get there and see some of those results from that, which is really nice. Next slide. So I did talk earlier about how community outreach is some of those. So these are some photos from our Touch-A-Truck, and that's a good example of us getting out from behind a television screen or a newspaper, things like that, to interact with our people. So in that top photo there, you'll see I asked them to pose for that because if you went to Touch-A-Truck this year, I think you probably heard at least a horn or two. I don't know if any of you all went, but there were a lot of horns this year. It was fun. It was fun for the kids. They loved it. Next year I'll bring earplugs, but they loved it. And so I'd like to thank Lisa for getting the staff together. We had 2 hours there for Touch-A-Truck, and she had the staff changing out every 30 minutes, and there were new faces showing up to greet kids and hand things out. We did slap bracelets. They were really popular this year. I wish I'd brought one to show you, but I think the kids really liked them, and mostly they liked getting on the bus and honking the horn. But they did have a lot of fun there. These events are great for us, though. It just gets us out in the community. I know there were a few conversations. Some people were confused about not realizing that it was a public school that they could just go to, and they were asking questions about it. And I heard some teachers giving some really positive things about that. So it was nice seeing the community interested in what we were doing. We do have another event coming up in October, and that will be Chick-fil-A's Community Festival that we'll be going to, which is something kind of similar, just without the trucks. It has like games and rock walls and bouncy houses and stuff like that. So those are some of our community events, and as opportunities come up to partner with other town entities, and they're like, hey, come to our events, we'll be out there just because it's good visuals for us, and it's nice to strengthen those partnerships. And then as far as OTT is concerned, yes, it's important that we have those earned news things and organic social media stuff, but we do understand the value of paid advertising. So I know I thought it was really important, and I talked to Dr. Bennett, she thought it was really important that we showcase what's going on at RELA right now to get people interested in our early learning programs. So that's what we focused on this last month, and I'll go ahead and let you see the latest OTT ad that we have.
This year, something special began at Renaissance Early Learning Academy. Our kindergarten students walked into a new space, reimagined just for them. Bright classrooms, large learning areas, and a place designed around how young children learn, grow, and begin their school journey. Throughout the year, they've built early reading skills, explored world languages, discovered new ideas through STEM, and learned in the joyful, hands-on ways young children learn best. But what makes Renaissance special isn't just the beautiful space, it's the feeling inside it. Renaissance keeps the small school feel families love, where every child is known, supported, and encouraged. And now we're excited for the next chapter. Next year, Pre-K will join the Renaissance Early Learning Academy family, giving even more of our youngest learners a place to begin, belong, and grow. Because at Clarksville Community Schools, big opportunities begin early.
So that was our latest OTT
This year.
ad, and OTT is those over-the-top advertising that I've talked to you about before. I know these are kind of too small to read, but the biggest takeaway that I want you to get from our OTT ad campaigns is that these are targeted ads. So it's not like broadcast for Louisville. It doesn't go to like a whole demographic. It's honed in, so it's people in our Clarksville area or slightly surrounding area that have school-age children in the household. So if you're not seeing these ads, then that means you probably don't qualify by that criteria, at least if the AdSense is correct in who they think you are. So it's trying to target those to let them see what we have going on with that OTT. We got actually more impressions than we paid for this time. Let's see, we had a 98.81% completion rate. So pretty good completion rate for those, which is not abnormal because they're unskippable. So the main reason that it's not 100% is people can turn their TV off when an ad comes on, or if they're streaming something, they can close the internet browser or something like that. So that's the only reason it's not 100% likely. And then we do have our retargets as well. So that was those that you can set it. That's the things that you saw at the bottom, and what those are is maybe someone saw the ad and went to our website, but then didn't do anything there. So what those retargets do is they take note of that, and then they send you, like whenever you're scrolling or something, it's those little banners that are on the side or at the bottom of your screen to remind you, hey, maybe you want to go back and check this out again or finish what you were doing. And they just click it, it takes you to the website. So that's what those retargets are. And then we are still running our News and Tribune ad campaigns as well. So we had our progress and snapshots. So that middle is that progress ad. And if you didn't get a copy of that, I can make sure that you get one if you would like to read what was in there, if you didn't get that in the News and Tribune. It was from first steps to future plans, and it was all about educating the whole child all the way through their journey and what that looks like. And so we sort of built on that, and you can see over on the left, that is one of our full page ads that we had in the News and Tribune, and we also printed that out and handed those out at Touch a Truck, and I'll do the same again at the Chick-fil-A Festival, just for the community to get out there. And it has an easy QR code to scan if they're interested in scheduling a tour or things like that. And then we also recently ran our Unsung Heroes ad, and that's what you see over there on the right. So we give a shout out to the fire department, police department, and then our teachers and staff in that. And then at the very, very bottom, that is our puzzle book ad. And so that is that little, if you have the News and Tribune, then you probably get that puzzle book monthly, I believe it comes out. And we have a page on the crossword puzzle, because I figure that's where people are going to sit at the longest is when they're trying to do a crossword puzzle. So that's where our ad is. And where that QR code will take them to is to our Clarksville Connect thing, because since that's not a targeted ad, it should be something that's relevant to everybody. So if they scan that QR code, they'll go to our webpage, and it has all of our archived Clarksville Connect, so they can see anything they want to see about what's going on. And then, of course, the big first thing is the most recent issue. And that's kind of our big thing. So when you look at it all together, the idea is that someone may see Clarksville on television, then they see us again online, and then they read about us in the newspaper, and then they come across our first day of school Facebook post, or they meet our staff at a community event, or they watch the news, and there we are. So the idea is that it's not just one thing. None of those things exist by themselves. They're all just reinforcing the same big picture of Clarksville so that people feel like they're part of the community. And that's the marketing update. Do you have any questions?
No question, but that's great. Everything you do is great. And we weren't here last meeting and kick off the video. I mean, everything. It's just, I get amazed every time. Thank you.
Yeah, I think you're brilliant. And, to put it into perspective, we have a lot of bad news on the news today, in today's world. And hearing all of these things be so positive, it just makes my heart happy. It really does. It lifts me up, and I think it's wonderful. You do a great job.
Thank you.
Betty, you have any questions?
Yeah, I was just thinking of a quote that was made, and you didn't make it, Scott did, but the difference in a greater school and the greatest school.
We did have
We're trying to show that, and you're doing one heck of a job.
We did have that slogan we used for a while. There's nothing greater than community.
Right. Oh, that's right. That's good.
Great job, great coverage, and
Thank you.
like we always say, good things are happening here at Clarksville Schools. I'm glad you were able to get that out there.
And I do have to
Everybody's
stress
safe.
more than anything, while I may have orchestrated those live shots. It's those people right there that made them go really well. So thank you.
You all do great on camera. I would be stuttering. Well, you see how I function up here some days. You all do great. Thank you. Is that it? That's it? Yeah. All right, comments, CEA.
Just wanted to say welcome back. We're hoping to get kicked off to a good. I want to thank the principals because I think everything has gone off really well in the buildings. Everybody is feeling supported, even though those first few days can get a little hectic, a little crazy, trying to get everybody in the right place, and feeling good about being back under and up early. And thank you, Brian, for reminding me why I don't want to be in administration because I don't want to be up early. And thank you to the board. It was good kickoff, and we're just looking forward to having a really good year. So, thank you.
Thank you. Board members.
I don't know if I can top everything we've already said. Just so much going on. It's good to see so many improvements happening, and just started a great year. So I can't really go above that.
I think this past week and a half has just been fantastic. Fantastic advertisement for us, fantastic visuals just everywhere. And I totally enjoyed all the coverage that I saw, whether it was Facebook or on TV. I think I saw all of them on TV. That's the privilege of being retired. But Nikki, you were so bubbly and so cute. It reminded me of several years ago when I knew you, several years ago. And I just, I really appreciate everything that you guys do. Adrian, getting up at 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning to get here at 4, because you have a drive. And Lisa, you're precious to us, and we appreciate you, each of you. And that's all I got.
Say the same thing as she did. We do appreciate all of you. I'm super excited, and I'm going to tell anybody to listen to me. My daughter finally decided at last minute to register my granddaughter for pre-K, and she absolutely loves it. She my daughter stays at home with her, so she doesn't get out much, but she asked to go to school. She loves it. So thank you guys so much for taking such good care of all the babies.
I don't have much more to add more than what I've already said, but we're family. That's the neat thing about our school system. We're all family, and that's one of the great parts.
I'd like to welcome our interim town manager, because as you can see, if we don't know who you are, because everybody here is a principal or administrator or the teacher union representative, so everybody's probably wondering, who is this person? So welcome, and hope you learned something today. Glenn Adams, and you are more than welcome to speak if you have anything to say. You're good. You're usually the speaker at most of the things, so thanks for being here. We appreciate you. You're welcome anytime. And again, principals and everybody in the room, thank you. We appreciate you and hope it's the best school year ever.
And I would just like to say welcome. We appreciate what the redevelopment committee has done for Clarksville schools in the past, and we hope that continues in the future, because we have depended on the redevelopment committee in the town to support our schools, so we hope that continues. Thank you.
I'm in support of that too.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Especially with Senate Bill 1 coming and the impact it's going to have, and we can go into all the other things, but we won't. Now's not the time.
Consent agenda, Dr. Bennett.
Thank you, Madam President. Members of the board, on tonight's consent agenda, we have meeting minutes from July, as well as fundraisers, donations, and one surplus recommendation, all of which were uploaded into your board portal. First, for fundraising, Clarksville High School has 4. Clarksville High School cross-country team is requesting to hold a run-a-thon at Clarksville High School track and surrounding areas, where runners will get pledges and donations per mile achieved during the activity. Date range from August 12th through September 19th, 2026. All proceeds will help with team running shoes, shirts, and team meals. CHS Black and Gold Theaters requesting to sell tickets, merchandise, and flowers for their fall show beginning October 1st through November 15th, 2026. Pens, buttons will be $3, soda, water, and candy will be $2. Shirts will be $15 to $17.50 depending on sizes, and flowers will be $2. The shirts will be made through 323 Inc., and flowers will be bought from Kroger's. The CHS Black and Gold Theater is also requesting to sell placards and on auditorium seats for $80. Front seats will be $100. The placards will be 1x3 gold plated with custom script from Kratz Sporting Goods. Profits from both of these fundraisers will help with any production and costume costs as well as their end-of-year banquet. Lastly, CHS Varsity Cheer is requesting to sell chrysanthemums to family and friends for $12 each, or 4 mums for $44 beginning August 31st through September 21st, 26. All proceeds will help tier uniforms and supplies. We also have a few donations to discuss this evening. First, for Clarksville Cares, we have May and June payroll donations totaling $390. Next, we have a donation for Clarksville Elementary School. Clarksville Elementary School received $14.27 donation from Front Stream, which consists of donors from UW Campaign who chose Clarksville Elementary. Lastly, we have one surplus recommendation from Mrs. Pixley. Mrs. Pixley has one Henny Penny 6-pan electric combi oven, which has been replaced with new equipment. Yes, it is Henny Penny, is what it's written on here. The old oven had water hose leaks and couldn't operate both ovens at the same time due to the water supply not going to both ovens. If you have no questions, I ask you to approve all items on the consent agenda as presented.
We have a recommendation. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I will second it, but I have a question. On the theater placards for the chairs, will this replace what's there? Because people did this years ago and have their placard on these seats. I would hope it would be an addition because there's a lot there. Okay, but yes, I second it.
Weren't there to begin with, and maybe they want to do it now.
Right,
So.
right.
Okay.
Thank you.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, it is unanimous. Personnel, Dr. Bennett.
Thank you, Madam President. Uploaded in your board portal are a few new personnel items to discuss, all of which were uploaded in your have already been uploaded in your portal. First, for certified, we have appointment for CESI instructional leadership team members. Next, for classified, we have a transfer of a special ed teacher to a classified teacher at Clarksville Middle School. That is Mr. Zach Bryant. Once Mr. Bryant has his alternative SPED license, he will then transfer back to a certified special education teacher for Clarksville Middle School. Mr. Bryant has applied for his alternative SPED license. He has completed all of his coursework, so we're waiting on the Department of Ed to approve the alternative SPED license, and then he will, in the next month or so, get his regular teaching license. We also have the appointments of a CHS para and 2 SPED paras at Clarksville Middle School and a pre-K para at Clarksville Elementary. We have a resignation for a pre-K para. Lastly, for extra duty and or volunteer, we have an appointment of a Clarksville High School JV volleyball coach and a volunteer volleyball coach. For Clarksville Middle School, we have the appointment of an A-team volleyball coach, B-team volleyball coach, and an assistant football coach. If you have no questions, I ask that you approve personnel as presented.
We have a recommendation. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the employment records.
I'll second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, it is unanimous. Athletic handbook amendment, Dr. Allred.
Madam President, again, hello and good evening, everyone. You are aware that we are in the midst of working and starting with our soccer teams and building those up. And to help that happen, Mr. Fitzgerald would like to make sure that we get as much exposure as possible for those interested, especially at the middle school level, just to kind of see who's interested, see what the skill level is, and hopefully motivate them to more and more people to come out, more of the students come out. So he is requesting, and this was uploaded in your board portal, that we have an amendment to the athletic handbook that notes that 5th graders may participate in co-ed soccer if there are not enough 6th through 8th graders able to fill out the roster. So unless you have any questions regarding that, I would ask that you please approve this recommendation tonight.
Have a recommendation. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, it is unanimous. Review And approval of bank statements, transfers, claims, and payroll. Dr. Bennett.
Thank you. Uploading your board portal are the bank statements, transfers, claims, and payrolls. If you have no question, I ask that you approve them all as presented.
We have a recommendation. Do we have a motion?
I move that we approve the bank statements, transfers, claims, and payroll.
I will second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. It is unanimous. Other, Dr. Bennett.
Thank you. I have one item under other this evening. In your board folders, where there is a copy of an invoice to pay CSO Architects for their design consultation for the RELA renovations that were completed over the summer. If you have no questions, I ask that you approve the payment for CSO invoice as presented.
We have a recommendation. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I will second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. It is unanimous. Anything else under other?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
I have one more thing. I forgot something while ago. The campus looks wonderful, and you guys have worked really, really hard, Chris. I failed to say that.
Sorry.
We will be signing documents. No other business will be conducted. You're more than welcome to stay and watch or go home and enjoy your evening. It's just something we have to do each year, but Diane wanted to take her name off of it since she's no longer acting operations. If I sign it here, you sign right there. And then this way we hang on. The minutes are on regular paper because we're not printing on the other paper that was her handling it. Oh, you don't need that, sorry. I automatically want to pass them on.
Well, very nice to meet you.
Yes, and she was playing her little heart out. She waits, they have no idea who I am, but she was
Three in there.
Yep. Snuck one in there. Thank you. You're more than welcome to come up. We're not roped off like the town council. Thank you for coming.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it. Hi. They are.
Nice to meet you. I'm Lynn Wilson.
Lynn, nice to meet you.
Corey, tell Corey stories about you.
I'm Betty.
I'm Teresa. Actually, Brad Cummings' his wife.
Oh, yeah, okay,
So,
yeah,
I know he-
good people.
He talked about you, so he likes you. Thinks you're a great fit.
Our proposition, they didn't go for it, so it is what it is.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for coming.
Oh, yeah, great. I mentioned there's great schools, make great towns, so it's important to know that I came on out. I think April knew that about me.
And when they kept saying, when Brian kept saying Arella, how do you know what that is?
No.
Renaissance Early Learning Academy, which is that's where the pre-K and the kindergarten is now.
I figured that out from the briefing.
Yes.
But that's
We retrofitted it for the little people.
Jeez, that one's all over
it's
the
with
place.
you.
So they were at the elementary school, but the building was getting too full. And so we put the little ones over here.
Well, that's good news, because a lot of schools are having to shrink, a lot of
Yes.
emphasis.
Yeah.
So,
This one's all over the place, Mark.
signing away.
Oh, yes.
Signing our life away. Yeah. Thanks for coming.
Absolutely.
Clarksville is a neat